Beating Hibernian at home isn't for everybody as Craig Halkett steps up and puts a finish into the bottom corner that nobody from Celtic and that little Diddy team from second place could dream of. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. It's finished here in Edinburgh, in the capital. Hearts 1, Hibernian 0, and more importantly, the Jambos are now 5 points clear at the top of the table.
Hearts, Hearts, glorious Hearts. Now, as much as I want Hearts to do well, right, because my team couldn't lay a glove on anybody, at what point is 12 points too far for this Rangers team? I think it was too far months ago. Well, weeks ago. Honestly, Russell Martin will not beat Hearts. I think we can all agree on that. Would you agree with that? If Russell Martin stays, they wouldn't beat Hearts. Nowhere near them.
I don't think so, no. I think the Rangers will not be getting second place at this rate under Russell Martin.
I mean, a crucial 3 points for Hearts. I'd go as far as saying if Hearts don't win that today, you can kind of kiss goodbye to a title. I believe that.
How?
Because
that's a nonsense claim.
No, that's
Hibs are good, and they drew with Celtic last week, didn't they?
No, I'm going to stand back.
Hibs were unbeaten.
I thought it watching it, and I'm not going to change my mind.
Hibs were unbeaten coming into this game.
Well, Rangers beat them a couple of weeks ago, so it can't be
that
that
was
fucking
a fluke
good.
in the cup.
That was a fluke.
What was?
You fucking won. So hold on. If this ended 0-0, you wouldn't be sitting here worried. Oh fuck! Actually, if they win tomorrow, they go level. Now if they win, you're still 2 points clear.
Obviously, I'd be annoyed at that, but I wouldn't be like, oh well, that's it. We're humped now. We're not. We're gonna get fit. We're gonna finish mid-table now.
I would honestly go as far as saying that win today puts Hearts clear favourites to beat Rangers. Clear, we're not even close.
I mean, I agree with that. But what's that got to do with anything?
Well, I'm just comparing the
no, I think it's ridiculous that you were willing to write off the entire season based on this performance today or result today.
But I'll stand by it. Well, obviously it wasn't over, but I think Hearts needed to win that. Yes, do you not think so?
I think it helps, but I don't think this. I don't think you had to.
Well, you won, so there's no need to start greeting here.
Who's great? No, I just think that's a ridiculous comment. That's something that Hugh Keevins would say.
I'm not Hugh Keevins. Well, Hugh Keevins.
You may well be.
Hugh Keevins is putting Hearts' favourite.
No, you can't come out with a shitey comment. Oh no, you had to. It's a derby game.
It's a home derby game. You have to win them.
Well, did Celtic...
See a couple of weeks ago when Russell Martin drew 0-0. What did I say? You have to win it. A draw's unacceptable, and you were defending it. Shitey pants, well, Russell Martin.
I would say that's different because Celtic were so far in front at that stage already. But here, each to their own.
Each to their own. But let's talk about the game. It wasn't the greatest game for Hearts, but see, I think Hearts actually showed a great sign today that they can go all the way. They weren't that good and they still won. And that's what you've got to do. I mean, it's better to win and play shite than play great and lose. And to me, they were talking about who deserved it more between Hearts and Hibs towards the end. I would have went with Hibs. I mean, Martin Boyle hit the bar. He scored one offside goal. He missed another one-on-one. To me, Hibs deserved the win, but who gives a shit at the end of the day? Hearts got over the line, and that's all that matters. And that is the truth. We always talk about, right, with Celtic, they get lucky, they win. You have to go over the line, and that was a get over the line performance.
Well, we had
today.
to go over the line because we weren't going to be gifted a penalty. You know that much.
Oh, absolutely not. No, I don't. Who was?
There was no
Dickinson.
There was no Father John coming in to award us a penalty.
Tell you what, man, we need to look ahead. I wonder what game he's doing tomorrow.
Let's hope it's not. Let's
hope
it's not the one in Glasgow.
He doesn't need to shaft Rangers because we shaft ourselves. So.
But yeah, you talk about quality. It was a great goal. I think the cross.
Oh, it was.
I
thought it was Shankland that scored because I thought.
Shankland.
There's no way a centre back scores that.
I mean, as good as the cross is to go into that area, I think the finish for Halkett, considering he's a centre back, is phenomenal.
No, it is. Him and Stuart Finlay banging in the goals.
Right into the bottom corner. Kirjota left footed cross in, just into that area where. If someone's there, you've got what an opportunity you've got to score.
Key to Hearts as well. Can't afford injuries to Halkett or Finlay.
I mean, how many crosses do you see in that scenario where they don't beat the first man, or it's headed away, or it's way over hit into the back post? And that was a cross where I don't think Kirjota. If you told If you asked him if he wanted to pick up the ball and place it anywhere with his hands, where he wanted that ball to land, I don't think he. I think it was edge perfect.
It was. Yeah, great goal, phenomenal goal, great moment. 0-0. You never want a game to end 0-0.
I mean, Craig Halkett finished that like a 25+ goal scorer a season.
No, he did. What a goal! I mean, normally you associate them with heading, but here, fucking straight in the back of the net, left the goalie with no chance. But let's go to the start.
Yeah, and as good as he was defensively, as good as he was in his own box, I mean, it was the other box where he made all the difference.
Well, that's it. He got man of the match, and they said they were going to give it to him before his goal. But anyway, right, game begins. Hibs, little bit in control. Boyle got a shot. Obita got a shot. That won a corner. Kersidis cuts in on his right, just like he did against Falkirk. Curls it. Almost finds the top right-hand corner. He looks good.
Yeah, Kizaridis looks like a player.
Him and Braga are two players. When the ball goes to him, you stand up. Not saying I stood up here in the West Wing, but if you're at the game, you stand up. They excite you.
Yeah, I definitely think they are like the... If you want to compare it to the last time Hearts broke the old firm, they're like the Rudy Scatchell of this era.
Yeah, no, obviously here it's just the start of the season. They've got to do it consistently, but you can just tell these sorts of players, they're not just going to fade away. They're going to always have an impact on a game.
Yeah, they look like two players that have got quality.
Yeah, now Cadden, right, brings down, who was it? Can't remember who he brought down, but it was also a free kick. Has to be a yellow, by the way, and not just because I bet him to get booked on Bet365 Build a Bet. Has to be. Even Michael Stewart was greeting, but it feels wrong.
Well, Michael Stewart does greet about anyone.
It feels wrong agreeing, sorry, with Michael Stewart, because he just comes across a bit of a whining bitch, like, to be honest. But anyway, Beninjami then brings down Boyle. That results in a free kick. Who was the guy? I can't even remember. He blazed it over. It was a bit shite. And then Devlin blazed over as well. And that took us into half-time. You're thinking, right, 0-0. Both teams still in it. They'll both be wanting to go for it, go for the 3 points. Second half begins. Hearts have a whole host of corners. Right. And then the ball is played over to Boyle. I believe it was from Kieran Barry. He chips him. Now, there was a lot of wind at this game. Michael Stewart was kind of hinting towards that the wind cost Boyle here. Yeah, it was a good finish, but it didn't go in. It's one of those ones where it hits the underside. It hit the underside of the bar, but didn't go in.
Wasn't quite FC 26 career mode window, was it?
No, it wasn't that bad, but yeah, great clearance for Halkett in the end. Braga then has a shot saved. Tell you what, he has to find Kersidis here. Doesn't. Yeah, I mean, if he finds him, this is 1-0 for me, because you don't miss this opportunity, especially the way the goalie was positioned. Hanley. You know, I thought Grant Hanley actually played a good game today. Shankland, ball falls to him after a goalie mistake. Takes a touch, doesn't put it in the back of the net. Boyle runs through again, offside. Martin Boyle lives offside. And I think if it's... I mean, yeah, you could say about his finishing, but if his finishing was better, I don't think he'd be playing for Hibs. He needs to cut out the offsides. We've watched a lot of bloody European games, and that's all he does. Just same against... Well, against Rangers it was handball, but it's always the same shite.
He's got the pace where he probably can afford to give defenders the extra yard, because he's going to make it up.
Aye. No, absolutely, but
Martin Boyle is he's a kind of attacking player that, you know, can give up maybe a yard to stay onside, and he'll make up the distance anyway.
No, absolutely, but Martin Boyle, he scores, it's offside, good finish, but again, he's offside. Not by much, but a yard in this one, right? There was then a big tackle at the other end of the pitch on Shankland, ball flies up, it's Boyle again, it ends up from a pass for Berlizer into the back of Big Boyle, and then he just boots it against Shallow, and it's like, you really should be scoring that, another one-on-one. But again, another offside, and then the game looked like it was petering out, man. There was no subs made until the 76th minute. Then after that, 84th, 88th, 91. Big Magnuson, he's a decent player. I think he should get more minutes.
He hasn't had any minutes, really. Anytime he comes on, it is towards the end of games.
And also, what about that guy for Hibs, Klidgey? I mean,
yeah,
he's a record signing.
Yeah, and again, any Hibs game I've watched, when he gets brought on, we're talking like literally, it's in the dying moments of matches.
Yep, but Hibs, they peter out. Hearts get one opportunity, and it felt like a game where whoever gets this one last opportunity is going to score it. Kurjata whips it in, as we've already explained. Craig Halkett scores. Boyle will be ruining that chance that rattled the bar, But Hearts won't be ruined hee-haw. They won, clean sheet, 1-0. Didn't matter how they won. They won. It's 5 points. I mean, honestly, man, when was the last time you had this amount of confidence in a team outside the Old Firm winning the league?
I remember, was it 6 years ago Hearts and Hibs were first and second? After more games than this, to be honest.
No, that's a valid point, but I look at the squads.
Yeah, but
I look at Hearts' squad and I look at it and I think, I don't honestly think there's that much. It doesn't feel like there's light years between them. It's not just momentum.
Yeah, no, anyone can get off to a good start, but I genuinely, I mean, wasn't that long ago Kelly were top of the league by December under Steve Clark.
Yeah.
And if you're top of the league by December, then you're doing something right.
No, absolutely.
But this doesn't feel like a team that's punching above their weight that is going to fall off. This does genuinely feel like a team that can continue to be at the top.
You can praise the players all you want, which is correct, but I think you've got to praise Derek McInnes. What a job he's done, and just highlights even more why Rangers should have went and got him.
Well, he did turn Rangers down before. He's never turned down Hearts.
No, that is true, but I mean, you look at the Hearts team, it's like if I was doing a combined 11 between them and Rangers right now, there'd be way more Hearts players in it than Rangers.
Absolutely. Well, what about a combined Hearts Celtic?
I mean, obviously, yeah, they'd be a bit closer than the Rangers contingent, but again, I'm looking at Schlo. Got him in over Schmeichel. Don't know what the fuck Schmeichel's doing. Kingsley over Tierney at the minute. I look at Finlay and Halkett. Scales I would definitely put in, but I wouldn't put Carter Fickerson on form.
I think you look at the midfield as well.
McEntee definitely over Ralston, but Johnson's injured, so...
I think you look at the midfield. I mean, you've got Celtic have been crying about their midfield now for a long period of time. I think Devlin and Beningame are top notch for Hearts.
No, they are.
On current form, I'd be having them in there.
But how much? I mean, maybe not so Celtic, but how much does this become a must-win tomorrow for Rangers? Not just in case of saving Martin, but 12 points behind Hearts at this stage. I mean, it seems insurmountable. If it went 12. Because, obviously Celtic, right, still favourites, whatever. Rangers are looking at a possibility where they're going to be 12 points behind the team that they think will finish second, and they're battling for second.
Nah, it's a big game for it. It's probably a must-win for it.
And then I think if you lose them more, you've got to be well, you're even going to finish third.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot between the teams. That's the thing. Rangers will go third tomorrow if they win.
Yep.
And
no, they won't actually Kelly goal difference.
Does it not depend on how much they win by?
Well, unless they win by 4-0, I don't think they're going to do that.
Alright, well, they'll go joint third on goal difference, and I just think that just goes to show you how many draws there has been in the league, that Rangers have the opportunity to go third tomorrow, or joint third even, with a victory, despite their horrible start to the season. So it is very congested in there, and there's been a shitload of draws, so, I mean, there's really not that much. I mean, back-to-back wins could be a difference for you being sitting in 11th place or sitting... Say it goes for Falkirk, as bad as things look for them the well, not, I wouldn't say they look horrible, but, as bleak and as troubling as it might look for them, a win against Rangers would move them right into the top half of the table, surely.
Yeah, I would probably move them about 7th because of goal difference. Depends how much they win. I don't think we're expecting them to beat Rangers 5-0. But what was it going to... I think Hearts' season, it's a blessing they're not in Europe. Could be a blessing they're at the Cup. There is no games until January other than the league.
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, when Hearts were at the Cup, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I was happy. I was fucking raging because I actually had us favourites to win the Cup. I thought we'd win that.
Yep.
But with hindsight, and guess what? Hindsight is a beautiful thing. I'd say it's worth it. I would say it's worth Hearts going out the Cup if that could lead to us maybe picking up a few extra points that we perhaps wouldn't get if we were in the Cup. We can't sit here and say that if we were in the Cup, but there's games we'd lose, or we wouldn't have the same amount of points we have now. But it does give you extra time off. It does give you games off, an opportunity to rest players that, let's be honest, Celtic, Rangers, and Hibs haven't had up to this point. Yeah. Well, I know Hibs are out now, but
what I think's insane, folks. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but say Celtic lose or draw, that game at Tynecastle in a couple of weeks. If Hearts are looking to make that 7-8, at what point I mean, how much does that become a must win? Like, if you win that.
Well, I mean, Hearts have got Kilmarnock up next, and that's not going to be easy.
No, it's not, because they're third.
You know, they're doing well under Stuart Kettlewell. He's performed at I'd say a pretty. He's done a good job, no doubt. But I think he's done a better job than people expect him to do. But yeah, you're right. The gap is currently 5 points. Like, I've predicted Celtic to draw tomorrow. Let's say that's the case, and it is 4 points. Then we give both teams the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they both win next week, going into that match at Tynecastle. If Hearts do beat Celtic at that gate and go 7, I mean, at what point do Hearts become? When do Hearts become favourites?
Well, Hugh Keevins are favourites before a ball was kicked this weekend, so.
Would you have them favourites if they are 7 points clear? If they beat Celtic and go 7 points clear?
No,
I'd probably still lean towards Celtic.
Because the difference is, right,
But
putting them favourites against a Rangers team that are in disarray and don't know how to get over the line and have won hee-haw is one thing. Putting them favourites over a team that's won 13 out of 14 titles, etc., know how to do it.
What I would say is, if they beat Celtic, they go from a team that's like got an outside fringe chance of winning to a team that are genuine contenders.
Yes. No, absolutely. And
so there you go, Derek McInnes, simple as that. Win the next 2 games and you're genuine contenders.
Yeah, and that's it. But here,
I think if Hearts win their next 2 games, you're not going to be getting them like 7-1.
Yes.
I think they will be. I think they'll be getting like old firm odds.
Yeah, but like, remember,
like 64, 74, something like that.
Delia earlier, like, oh, if he just won a game against Celtic or whatever. Sorry, when McInnes was going against me Aberdeen, but I mean, if you've got 5 points over Celtic based off what could happen tomorrow, it's like it would be good to have that cushion of fuck. Even if they beat us, we're too clear. But obviously, that's negative thinking. But anyway, positive thinking for Hearts, very negative for Hibs. It was I mean, even if Hibs drew, like, I think there would be people thinking, fuck, 1 win, 6 draws, but a defeat's an absolute disaster today.
Yeah, but I don't think results are a fair reflection of how Hibs have been this season. I think a lot of the games they drew, they could have won. It's the early days.
Yeah, they could have won this game.
Well, they could have.
But they didn't, guys. And that's where we're going to leave it. We'll be back with fans reaction.
It's been a weird season. It's been a very weird season so far.
Yeah, I'm looking at the league table. It's
I mean,
like
the amount of draws is insane.
The middle is just D.
No, the amount of draws are insane.
Yeah.
And so many of these teams, there's been moments. I know Hibs have had a lot of penalty claims in their games. It's just, there's so many games where draws could have turned to wins. And if that happens in a couple, all of a sudden, you're talking 4 points better off. And that just puts you way higher up the league table. So, I mean, on paper, doesn't look great for Hibs, but I think they're in a false position.
So you think Hibs will easily find themselves up the table soon?
Yeah, I think by the time we get to December, Hibs will be 4th.
Fair enough.
Maybe
Right,
fourth,
guys.
maybe fourth.
That's it. It was a good Edinburgh derby. A lot of drama. Till next time. Peace.